Hey friends, Lissa here for another video. Today I wanted to do another comparison video. I get a lot of requests to do these. So I wanted to compare the difference between a dinner that I used to think was really healthy compared to what I eat now that is so much more abundant. I was going through my old phone from years and years and years ago and looking at different photos of the foods that I took pictures of in the form of accountability to myself, and really was thinking about the shift change in my perspective as to what I thought was healthy in the past and what I eat today, and how much more abundant I am living now as opposed to back then. I would go on these different diets. Sometimes I would try raw, but I would be calorie restricting, like all of these different ways of eating that I thought would be healthy or get me to my goals. And of course I would feel better than I was. I would still feel tired and sluggish and have blood sugar crashes and all of that kind of stuff. But it wasn't to the extreme that it was when I was just eating junk food. Obviously, because I'd cut all of that stuff out, but I just wasn't hitting that goal that I hoped to get by eating clean. And because I wasn't hitting those goals, I would give up very easily. So I'm looking at these old photos and thinking, wow, the stuff that I used to think was healthy. So I wanted to share with you guys a comparison of what I used to think was really healthy dinner compared to, for example, something that I would eat tonight for dinner. Now, I hate that I have to show an animal product on this. I'm sorry, guys, but this is an example of what I used to think was healthy. Smaller portions. I used to cook with olive oil and I used lots of it because I thought it was healthy. Just a little bit of carbs, my steamed rice or my veggies. And most nights, honestly, I didn't even have the rice. It was just that amount of veggies. But now I have these massive, beautiful salads, a whole head of lettuce, lots of tomatoes, a whole English cucumber, sprouts, peppers. So much stuff is in here, and my dressing was date-based, so 6 dates, a little tahini, some chia seeds from my omega-3s, just a very, very large variety and lots of fiber. Now, as you can see, this salmon meal has a lot of fats in it, and in the chronometer, I added 3 tablespoons of olive oil because that's what I would typically use between the rice, the veggies, and the salmon to cook it. So that ends up being 61% fat, which is quite high, very, very high fat, and it's going to cause insulin resistance, cravings, all that kind of stuff. And when you talk about nutrition, look at the water content. So low in water, dehydrating on the body. And other than vitamin A and vitamin C, there really isn't a lot of everything else. You're getting, everything is pretty much the 72% targets. That's pretty much all protein. And here we go. This is my salad, hitting almost all of my goals for the day in one meal. This is just one of my many meals. And I added B12 in here just because there's B12 in the salmon. So I wanted to be fair and just add the supplement into this one. But as we scroll down here, you will see the massive amount of water that is in this meal compared to the water that is in the salmon meal. Now, I'm very, very hydrated eating this. I'm getting enough protein, and it's close to the 80-10-10. As you guys know, I do save my fats to my evening meal, so this one had the tahini and the chia seeds in it. It was a little higher fat, but because I eat fruit for breakfast and mostly for snacks, it averages out to about 8% by the end of the day. So this day, as you can see, for dinner, I'm hitting 85% of my nutrition targets, and that's including protein. Just because the salmon meal had 39 grams of protein in it, and this one only has 21 grams, doesn't make the salmon meal better, and it doesn't make this meal lacking. Because if you look at the RDA for protein set out by the CDC, we only need an optimal amount of 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. So this is for 97% of us. They calculated it based on the people that needed the most amount of protein, and they set it high to make sure that we all got an optimal amount. But most of us don't even need that. This is including people who are working out 2 to 4 times a week in the gym, or even more than that. Strenuous exercise, heavy lifting at their jobs, that kind of thing. We only need 0.8 grams per kilogram. The average person who's sedentary, the CDC says we only really need 0.66 grams per kilogram. So based on my weight at 56 kilograms, if I'm sedentary, I only need 37 grams of protein a day. That's it. If I am working out, doing average activities like 97% of us, I need 45 grams of protein a day. Now, the 3% that need more than us, those are athletes. They need 1.2 to 1.7 grams of protein per kilogram. And if I was an athlete, that would be between 67 and 95 grams of protein a day, but I'm not, and most of us aren't. So these people are eating, on average 6,000 to 8,000 calories a day to make up for all the energy that they're burning while they're training and working out and all that kind of stuff. And again, it's only like 3% of us, so we don't need that much protein. Hitting 100 grams of protein is unnecessary. It's hard on our kidneys, and the body just does not need that much. This is why I love Chronometer so much. It's such a cool tool to use to compare different foods and see what might be the best option for your body, or what nutritional deficiencies you might have in your diet, and you might want to change or include more foods that will help to fill out those nutritional gaps that you might be missing. Especially calorically, we are definitely under eating. I used to undereat so much in the past, and it really didn't help my health in the long run. So I hope this video helped somebody. I know you guys like the comparison videos. If you have any suggestions of things you'd like me to compare, please post in the comments below. If you like the video, please click like and subscribe to my channel to get notifications for more. You can find me on Facebook, Lissa's Raw Food Romance, on Instagram, @rawfoodromance, and on Snapchat, I am Lissa Raw Vegan. So until the next video, guys, make sure you make those positive choices and get as much nutrition as you possibly can in every meal.